Alright, hi guys, it's Kylie the Jellyfish. Today I am bringing a new hair dye tutorial to you, and along with that hair dye tutorial, I'm not just going to be dyeing my actual hair on my head, I'm going to be dyeing VP Fashion extensions, and not just any VP Fashion extensions. I'm dyeing their VP Fashion Mixed Dyeable hair extensions. Now these are 50% real human hair and 50% new biological molecule hair, exclusively developed by VP Fashion, and there's no synthetic hair in there. The cool thing about this is you can dye it, you can style it, and it's way cheaper than full human hair extensions, but they're basically like the same thing. These are what they look like right now. I actually got these like a week ago. The clips, they just clip like that. Came in this really big long bag. They come with 4 extra clips because the clips do fall off sometimes. These are 20-inch silky straight DIY blonde mix. Also, if you want to buy anything from VP Fashion, I'll just say this now and I'll say it later on in the video that you can use my discount code Jellyfish, I think for $10 off on your order. The package comes with 2 3-clip wefts, 2 4-clip wefts, 4 single clip wefts. These are 3 of them, and I dyed one of them earlier. As of right now, first impression, they're really nice. They're silky smooth and like really soft. They're just like so soft. I don't have as much shedding as I thought I was. I watched a few reviews before. I've actually been obsessed with VP Fashion for like 5 years, and I've never gotten their extensions because they're just so expensive, but now I finally got the opportunity to get these extensions. The clips, I work at a hair salon. I showed some of my co-workers that are stylists. Some of them know hair extensions pretty well, and they said that these clips are honestly really good quality clips, and I can say that as well. It's just that I have never had hair extensions before, so it's very hard for me to really judge what's a good extension and what's not. And this, I actually did a test dye on it. The middle color is a lot lighter than I wanted it to be, so that's why I did a test strand, and the dye, like, there was not much shedding at all, and there was like, it's still silky smooth. I actually didn't blow dry it, I didn't put heat on it, I let it air dry, and it's really nice. It's like smooth and shiny and everything. Okay, so before I even decided how I was going to dye my hair extensions completely, I went ahead and made a brown color to put through the roots. I wanted my hair extensions to match my hair perfectly, so I mixed together Arctic Fox hair dye to make a brown hair dye that matched my roots. I used Transylvania, which is their black color that's actually blue based. In order to cancel out that blueness and make a more neutral brown, I mixed it with Orange Sunset, because orange is the corrective color of blue. I also put in Arctic Fox's Violet Dream and Cosmic Sunshine, which is their yellow. Mixing those together neutralizes each other, cancels it out, and makes a brown color. Just go ahead and buy brown hair dye if you want to have brown roots. You don't have to mix together all these colors the way I did. Along with the VP Fashion extensions, it also comes with this nice hanger. To open it up, you just fold down the hook at the top. To lock it shut, you just make the hook straight again. I set my extensions on that overnight to dry. So this is what the hair extensions look like after I just dyed the roots. It air dried silky smooth and straight because I lightly brushed through it to make sure there was no tangles. Just to have an experiment and see what works best. I dyed half of the extensions and left the hair dye in for 4 hours before I washed it out, and the other half of the extensions I left in for 14 hours. There was honestly no difference whatsoever. I also did this when I dyed the hair extensions completely with the purple and the blue and everything. It made no difference in that either, so honestly, you can leave the hair dye in the extensions however long you want. I would say at least leave them in for an hour, but it won't hurt to leave them in overnight. To create the purple hair dye I used on my extensions, I used Purple Rain, Violet Dream, Poseidon, a little bit of Wrath, and a lot of Arctic Mist Diluter. And as a substitute, if you don't want Arctic Mist Diluter, you can just use regular white conditioner. Honestly, I just mixed together a ton of colors that ended up being the nice purple that I liked. But if you want to just buy a hair dye that looks very similar to the purple that I use, instead of mixing together a ton of colors, you can use Mystic Heather by Manic Panic. But all the hair dye I used in this tutorial was Arctic Fox. But to create the lighter purple that I used on the ends of the hair, I pretty much used the leftover dye that I used on the purple, except I used way more Arctic Mist Diluter so that it really pastelized the color. But to create depth and add more of a galaxy looking effect, I had a few strands that were peach and a few strands that were periwinkle. And in order to make the peach color, since I don't know many hair dye brands that sell a really nice peach, I used Orange Sunset by Arctic Fox, a little bit of Wrath by Arctic Fox, and a ton of Arctic Mist Diluter. Also to mention, through this entire dyeing process, I lost no hair. There was no shedding whatsoever. Washing out the extensions, there was no shedding at all. That's a really rare thing to happen with hair extensions, especially when you're dyeing them, brushing through them, straightening them, washing them out. When you're dyeing hair extensions, just make sure to flip the hair over and over so that you get all of the spots missing so that you don't have extremely spotty hair. Right now I have my extensions dyed and dry on this VP Fashion rack that they gave me, and I put them in the box while the other half were drying on the rack. So the other half dried completely straight like this because I brushed through them very lightly to get all the tangles out, and then they dried straight down like that. And then this side is a little bit more wavy because they didn't dry completely like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test, the lowest temperature is 310. So I'm going to put it on 310 because I just don't want to ruin these extensions. So as you can see, it's very easy to just brush straight through them, straight down. There's no tangles. If you can see like how much hair this is, and then at the bottom, it's still so much hair. Like you can tell that these are really thick from the top to the bottom. And look how shiny they are. I'm going to brush through them and see if there's any breakage or damage from the heat. It feels the same. It feels really smooth going through. It feels like there's nothing at all breaking off. There's no little strands on the floor or anything. You really want to brush through hair while you're like flat ironing it, because if you straighten hair that has tangles in it, you're gonna flatten those tangles into the hair, and it's gonna straighten them like with knots in it, and then it's harder to get the knots out, and it creates damage, and you just want to avoid all that. I don't know if you're supposed to put any like hair products on extensions or not. There's a lot of loose flyaways on the sides, and I think I might do some Paul Mitchell Super Skinny Serum. 1 squirt or half a squirt would be okay, and just like running your hands through it will smooth everything down. You don't have to do this, and I don't even know if you're supposed to do this. I've never seen someone put hair product on extensions, and you can comment below if you think that I shouldn't, but I'm just gonna do it so everything is nice and smooth and shiny. Okay guys, so last night I dyed my hair at like 1 in the morning to get my hair to be the same color as my extensions. I put blue on the roots, and then I actually ran out of the dye that I used on my extensions, so I had to remix a hair dye that I don't remember exactly how I made it. That was difficult. That was really difficult. I just kept on adding colors and holding it up. There's lipstick on my teeth. That's great. Holding it up to the extensions, trying to make the same color, and I made the same color, but then like I put too much blue in my hair, so when I put it all the purple in my hair, the blue blended down and it made my hair mostly like more blue violet than like the warmish purple I have here. So then I just kind of remixed it all together and put more pinks and oranges in it, and I might touch up the bottom of my hair. But I mean, it's not too bad of a fade, right? Like, I think the gradient is there. Like, the gradient is definitely there that I wanted to see. And it matches my roots pretty well. Like, the top of, see right here, this is actually my extension. This is an extension, and it matches my roots really well. The one thing that I did notice, though, I'll take out one to show you. Gonna do that beauty guru thingy. So you see how the whole extension, I mean, this is a brown that I made out of unnatural colors, like, and then it comes to this blue fade from the rootage, and then I go into this purple, and then it fades to this really light purple. And the only thing is that all of this all of it died, like the whole band died, except the clip doesn't die, but that's okay because it's going to be facing my head. But the threading that holds the hair into the clip stays white. So I think I'm going to do something kind of ghetto. It's not ghetto, it's more like resourceful. I'm going to probably go with a Sharpie over the top of all of them with like either a brown or a black Sharpie and just kind of go over the threading. And I know that just sounds weird, I'm sorry, but like I think it will work. Only because like I don't know what else to do, you know? These extensions stay in really well. Like I like the clips that I feel like they're not going to fall out. It doesn't hurt my head at all. It feels different because my hair is poking through. It's not supposed to hurt your head, but I mean it does feel different. It's not normal to feel like there's something sticking to your scalp that's not your actual hair. I mean, I'm sure I could get used to it. It's not really that bad. And then as you could see in the video, I did put some like bluer streaks and like warmer streaks throughout the fade, but that's not like it wasn't really I'm at a loss of words right now, but this is the final result, and I absolutely love it. I think I'm just gonna like show you guys outside really quick.